Joining me today is Shlok Darekar, a young philosopher, an educated yogi, an author known as Siddheshwar in his circuit. He has already co founded a stock market trading company and he's just 18. He's already redefining what it means to blend wisdom, ambition, awareness in this modern world. Welcome to Shikshan Setu Dialogues, where we connect learning with life and education with purpose. I am Amrutha Langs, and together we explore ideas shaping the future of education and the evolving mind of today's youth. So, Shlok, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm very excited to talk about everything, the topics that you have, sorted out for me. And
Sure.
let's
First,
begin.
you tell me about yourself. I have introduced you,
Right.
but I think I haven't done justice to the kind of work that you're doing. So please share with our audience what you have been doing. And you're just 18? Really? You
Yeah, I
sure?
turned
I,
18
I
this
need to
year.
check his birth certificate. Please tell me.
Namaskar, guys. My name is Shlok Darekar. I am currently 18 years old. I am a spiritual philosopher, orator, and I also work in the finance industry. I do stock market trading.
Wow.
My spiritual journey began at the age of 16, wherein I wrote my first book, which was my commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. The book is called as Beyond the Battlefield.
Interesting.
Of course, there's an entire context to how it happened.
We would like to listen to this as well.
Okay, so I've never actually spoken about this online or anywhere,
Okay.
but this story was after my 10th standard. This sort of transformation started happening. Major part of my life, I would say around 15 years or so, I was a strict atheist, kadva
Oh,
nastik.
really?
Yeah, and wo- so, but I was always curious, and as a child, I sort of tried and tested other religions as well.
Okay.
As a child, what I saw in people, what people used to blindly follow their religions, I did
Mm-hmm.
exactly that
Okay.
for many different religions, and it just couldn't sit right with me. I couldn't work with it, so I sort of just kept religion aside, kept dharma aside, and I was sort of just letting it happen, going on with life. Later on, as I started growing up, I had this thirst of, what am I, why am I, the sort of questions that everyone goes through.
Correct.
But instead of letting that go away as well, I sort of sunk in a rabbit hole in around 2023 May.
Okay.
So I was at Bandra. I
Mm-hmm.
was just roaming around with one of my friends, and during that time I was reading a bit about different philosophies.
Mm-hmm.
So it was during this time where she asked me a question which totally changed my life. The question that she asked me was, do you know about the concept of Krishna consciousness?
Okay.
I said, I don't know anything. She asked me, do you believe in God? I said, maybe, yeah, I'm trying to. That question sort of changed me.
Okay.
I started, as I said, I fell into a deep rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
Then a few days later, I ordered my first Bhagavad Gita,
Okay.
which me, her, and one of my other friends, Ayush, we opened in a garden nearby.
Okay.
And it's actually a mandir, and it has a
Okay.
garden over there.
Okay.
And from that day, I began studying the Bhagavad Gita not just as a religious text, but as a textbook,
Okay.
like a proper textbook, annotations, highlighter, everything. And then that was a turning point where I feel like I truly discovered myself.
Mm-hmm.
Then I thought to myself that, okay, I want to do something for my society as well, for
Okay.
my teenagers as well. What I decided to do was I wanted to create a revolution, but that just couldn't happen.
Okay.
I couldn't do it for some reason. Then one night I was listening to this song called Mauli Mauli by
Oh,
Ajay Atul.
right.
Randomly, there is a line in it, Tujha Nama Ghoshat Indrayan.
Hmm.
I didn't know what that meant. So I searched up Indrayani. There were a few results. Indrayani rice came. Indrayani river came. I was like, okay, this is somewhat similar. And I came to know that there is this small little place called Anandi, which
Hmm.
is situated on the banks of
Banks of
Indrayani river.
Indrayani.
And I came to know more about Jnaneshwar, Sant Jnaneshwar, who at the age of 16 wrote his commentary for his people, his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, which is the Jnaneshwari.
Correct.
I thought to myself, if so many 700 years ago, if a 16-year-old child could do that without the help of internet, he had to learn
Absolutely.
Sanskrit, he had to go through all of this, then me who's at my home, has everything, then I could surely do something for my society. That is
Wow.
how Beyond the Battlefield began.
क्या बात है? This is so inspiring. So,
Thank you.
Shlok fell in a rabbit hole. Is it Alice in Wonderland? It's Shlok in spiritual land.
Yes, of course.
That is what it
Yes.
started at that back then.
Yeah.
But now, okay, so you were around 16 when you wrote your first book.
Yeah.
You were 13 when you started learning about trading.
Yes.
How did that happen? Now, come on, you are yogi on one hand and you're also trading.
Yeah.
This is difficult to digest. Please explain.
When I go to birthday parties and
Okay.
Events like that with people of my age, people often ask me, "What do you do?" I tell them I'm a yogi and a day trader. Confused that wait, you are a yogi who's detached, but also you're a trader at the other hand. And I tell them that, well, my philosophy is that I do not want to go away from this, neither do I want to stay in this, but I want to play around with it.
Okay.
Basically, I do not want to be a tyagi who gives up everything, neither do I want to be a bhogi who just eats the fruits of his actions.
Absolutely.
But I want to be a yogi.
Wow, that's deep.
Who stays in the Maya as well as transcends it. So I think it was around the pandemic period during the COVID era where I was seeing that many people were losing their jobs. It was a total economic crisis. But what I've noticed is that the finance sector is one of the only sector that consistently makes money. As long as there are companies, there is always going to be a group of people who's going to make a lot of amount of money by that. And then I basically grew up watching my dad trade a lot.
Oh.
And it sort of sparked something in me that I want to do this too, carry on that tradition that started with my dad.
Okay.
And it was very fascinating to me how just by clicking a few buttons on a computer screen you can make so much. And so that is how right now, I think about a year ago, me and my dad, and along with another founder, we started a company where we handle portfolios for HNI clients.
Okay. So you are, okay, once again, you are 18.
Yeah, I'm 18 now.
And you have already co-founded a company.
Yes.
For
Stock
wealth
market,
management and stock
portfolio management.
portfolio
Yes, I have.
management. Wow. Oh my God. This is mind blowing. This is truly inspiring, Shlok, at your age. So we would like to know, uh, since you are a yogi, not a bhogi, not a tyagi. I loved that.
Right. Thank you.
What does education mean to you? And we would, before you answer that, we would like to know, what have you learned? I mean, you did your 10th, you did your 12th.
Right.
What are you planning to study further? What are you currently studying, like academic studying?
Academics.
Because I am sure your knowledge is vast. What are you studying currently, and what does education mean to you?
Education to me, I feel like true knowledge or true education is something that helps you find the true yourself. Because unless you do not find yourself, you can't really find anything else in the world. My 10th and 12th, so my 10th standard I did from a school called IES Manik Vidya Mandir, which is in Bandra. My school has supported me a lot, and I always loved being in the spotlight at the school.
Okay.
I participated in many competitions, essays or elocutions. I also was the head boy.
Okay.
And for my 11th, 12th, I chose the science stream. Unfortunately, and
Unfortunately, why is that?
I couldn't do it. And well, later on, as I figured, I wanted to do more in stocks, but I sort of took this as a scapegoat to see how it goes. But for after my 12th standard, like as of now, I'm studying at R.A. Podar College, where I'm doing bachelor's in business management.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. BBM.
Management studies.
Management studies. Okay. BMS,
BMS,
course,
right.
bachelor's in management studies.
Yep.
All right. So 11th and 12th, you tried PCM, but
I
you thought
switched
that
late because the thing is, I was a lot interested in science. Even
Sure.
spirituality, what it is basically metaphysics of the soul.
Sure.
So I was interested in science a lot, but then when I actually took the science stream, I sort of understood that although this is good for me to learn, I can't really choose it as my career.
Sure.
So then I had to switch back to management studies.
No, and that's fair enough,
Yeah.
because as we grow older, as we evolve,
Mhm.
even as human beings, we try to understand what we like, what we don't like.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely fair to, change. In fact, it's a good thing to understand what you like and what you do not like at the right time,
Yeah.
so that later on you don't have to regret. So beautiful. So what is education for you? It's beyond these degrees, it's beyond the textbooks. What is
People
it?
nowadays, they confuse literacy and education, or
Correct.
literacy or basically
Yes.
knowledge.
Yes.
Having more degrees doesn't make you knowledgeable. It just adds a few titles to your name, but that is not something I would want to chase. I would rather have a small title like, okay, BMS, but have my kartrutva speak more about
Okay.
myself, have my knowledge or my books, my work speak more about myself. I think that is what matters truly.
Absolutely. That's what is important. I always tell people, I'm abhyas virodhak. That is, I don't believe in just studying
Right.
for exams,
Yeah.
because otherwise we are only creating exam takers
Mm.
and not the real life challenge takers,
Yeah.
or out of the box thinkers. So I'm glad that you are thinking in this direction. Today, students chase degrees, like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
mentioned, and you said that you are realigning your entire inner purpose towards the knowledge. I also read in your CV that you have done some course in philosophy.
Yes.
Please tell us something
Okay,
about it.
so that is a very interesting part of my life,
Okay.
because I finished writing my first 4 books, and after that, um, I basically wanted to do something which was out of the box. Most of my books are on our philosophy, Hindu
Okay.
philosophy.
Right.
But I wanted to not just study Hindu philosophy, but study other philosophies as well. As I said, during my childhood, I sort of experimented seeing what other people were doing.
Right.
I bought a cross and everything. Later on, I wanted to see that religion at its finest is not just set of practices, but it's a way of thinking. So I wanted to see how people from different communities think as well. So there was a University of Edinburgh, if you know.
Hmm.
So I did a course from there of philosophy, science, and religion.
Oh.
And I thought that, okay, maybe I would get less because I'm, just delved deep into Hindu philosophy. So I tried to do my best. And then apparently I came on the leaderboard
Oh,
with
wow.
97.4 percent.
Brilliant. So now, with all of this knowledge that you have,
Yeah.
and the knowledge that you are still gaining every single day,
Yes.
so tell me something. How will this ancient wisdom help today's youth shape their future or decide on their career paths? Do you think the ancient wisdom has answers to that?
Okay. So this is something that I do in my daily life.
Okay.
I consider Krishna to be the best,
Mm-hmm.
perfect management guru,
Mm-hmm.
perfect son, perfect dad. So I try to be more like him, sort of like a role model. I ask myself just one question when I'm stuck in a dilemma like that:
Mm-hmm.
that what do I want to do? What is right? What is wrong? What is moral, immoral? What is truly my duty? I ask myself just one question, and that solves the entire thing. I ask myself, what would Krishna do?
Okay.
And then I have read these texts so much that a complex character like Krishna can also be cracked. Then I think of what he would do in a situation like that, and then I sort of trace down a path that, okay, if he's going to do something like that, I'm going to do the same, because whatever he's doing will always be righteous, will always be dharma.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what I do as well. Most of the spiritual books that we find, most Gitas, Ashtavakra Gita, Avdhut Gita, Garbha Gita, Bhagavad Gita, these Gitas are a conversation between a learned scholar, or like a sage or God himself, and a student, a seeker. Bhagavad Gita is conversation between Krishna and Arjun. Avdhut Gita is a conversation between Datta Guru and the soul itself.
Okay.
Ashtavakra Gita is the conversation between Ashtavakra Muni and King Janak. So, what I would suggest for everyone to do is put yourself in the shoes of the seeker. Put
Okay.
yourself as Arjun, put yourself as Rishi Janak, put your King Janak, or put yourself in the shoes of the soul, and just see what the other guy has to say. Because most of the times, these books are amazing because they they cover a vast topic, right? From
Right.
who I am,
Right.
what is my duty, what will happen next, everything. So what I usually do is I pick up the Bhagavad Gita or the Abdut Gita.
Mm-hmm.
Abdut Gita is a very difficult text for anyone to just start reading,
Sure.
but it delves deep into the metaphysics of the soul,
Right.
of who you are, why you are, what you must do, and the characteristics of what a soul is, and all of that.
No, that's beautiful. I mean, but what if, I mean, today's youth does not have time to read? They
Yeah.
are, I mean, today we see that, forget the youth,
Mhm.
even the generation, the everyone today, even the adults, and no one is reading today.
Yeah.
And then you are telling them to read a book. I would say, why don't you simplify? If you had to give like three things that out of any of the Gitas that will give a direction to today's youth. One thing amazing that Shlok has said is be a seeker, be in the shoes of a
Yes.
seeker. Does it mean to be a good listener? Does it mean to be what? So please elaborate on that.
So I would say that the first thing is that you never want to outshine the master. So for a person who knows more than you, listen to him. Now,
Correct.
for example, I used to do boxing.
Mm-hmm.
But if Mike Tyson, who's a world famous boxer, if he came up to me and he said that Shlok, you can't punch, I'm not going to say, no, I'm learning boxing, I can punch. I'm just going to listen to him.
Correct.
If, let's say, Elon Musk comes to me and he says, Shlok, you can't make money, I'm going to sit and listen to him because he is clearly doing much better at life than I am in that
Absolutely.
sector. So if Krishna is telling me, Shlok, you can't do this at all, I can't.
Okay.
That is the first point, that never try to outshine the master. Be the seeker if you want to gain the answers. Number two, which I want to do is have a balance of your work life and your spirituality,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lot important. You can't, as I said, you can't be a tyagi in today's life, neither can you be a total bhogi in today's life. Because one will lead you to a total, isolation, the other will lead you to total debauchery. You do not want that. Sort of want to have a balance
Yeah.
in this life. It reminds me of a concept of a Jivan Mukta.
Mm-hmm.
Now consider, do you know what Jivan Mukta is?
No, but please
Okay,
elaborate.
so consider this, that I am swimming in the ocean.
Okay.
I am experiencing two things at once.
Okay.
There is a scorchness, like the sun is shining brightly on my head. So I'm experiencing warmth here and the coolness of the water downstairs.
Yes.
So I'm experiencing two things at once, the hotness and the coolness as well. This is the life of a Jivan Mukta who experiences the spiritual benefits of the spiritual world as well as the material benefits of the material world or Maya.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
what you want to be. You want to be swimming in the ocean of Maya,
Yes.
connected to God as well as connected to the world.
Is that the reason you're also into stock
Yes,
markets?
that is
That is
exactly
the
the reason.
exact
Yes,
reason. So
I
now
try
we
to be
find the
a
answer.
yeah, I try to be a Jivan Mukta. Because then again, Krishna doesn't teach you to get rid of your samrajya and to run away. Even on the battlefield, he
Yeah.
could have done that. Krishna doesn't teach you how to become Gautam Buddha. Because in today's day and age, it is very important that we learn to keep our duty, but also be in touch with God, which is
Hmm.
important to me. Third thing that I would suggest for people, for everyone, is continue doing your efforts without expecting a reward, which is one of the main things that the Bhagavad Gita teaches you. It's called Karma Yoga.
Yes. Karmanyevadika raste ma
Yes.
phaleshu kadachana.
Yeah, second chapter.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Karma Yoga teaches you that you have to continue doing your best without expecting a result. Because if you're just doing it for the result, then you're not doing it for the sake of doing it, but you
Right.
are becoming selfish. You want to do it nishkam.
Correct.
So that is the three things that I would suggest.
Amazing. Amazing. This is beautiful. So, you have co founded a financial firm while being deeply spiritual. How do you see entrepreneurship and self growth as two sides of education for the 21st century learner?
Okay. Um, First of all, what I feel nowadays
Yeah.
is that the education system sort of kills free thinkers, kills the creative mind, which is something that I wouldn't want nowadays.
Yeah.
Because we as kids, in as teenagers, we have so much potential that often gets shunned uh, by pressure, by exams, and that is something which I haven't been exposed to,
Right.
thankfully, because I am allowed to think freely. I'm allowed to do whatever I want thanks to my family.
Correct.
And
But do you see otherwise happening it
yeah,
around
I
you?
do. I see it where
Okay.
some of my friends who want to do something, but they have been, taken in the wrong stream. They are doing some things that they shouldn't. And I feel that entrepreneurship or leadership is absolutely necessary because there is just so much competition in the world. Everyone is sort of in this rat race.
Yeah.
There is always going to be a hammer or nail. But the thing is that there are so many less hammers for the amount of nails that it is sort of unfair. I would suggest more people to try to become these hammers, more people to try to get into this leadership,
Yeah.
because again, spirituality, it teaches you to be the best version of yourself.
Right.
And if you truly are the best version of yourself, I don't think there is anything or anyone that can truly stop you from becoming great, that can truly stop you from discovering your true potential. And if you
Correct.
have discovered your true potential, then you're not going to just remain in the rat race. You're automatically out of it. You're automatically beyond the finish line.
Absolutely. So, if you were given a chance
Yeah.
to redesign our education system in order to create these out of the box thinkers and creative minds,
Mhm.
what do you think is needed for today's youth or in today's school system?
As I said, that I feel the education system nowadays is so much more exam oriented
Correct.
that we do not have practical thinkers. We rather have just people who just blindly follow the textbook. Again, in
Absolutely.
spirituality as well, we have people who blindly follow the tradition. Do not want that.
Yeah. We want people to question.
Yeah, exactly. And none of these spiritual books would have taken into existence if nobody questioned.
Correct.
Arjun questioned, that is why Bhagavad Gita came into existence.
Exactly.
The soul cried for help to ask who I am, that is why Abdhut Gita came into existence. None of these books would have come into existence if you do not ask why. But nowadays, we are just programmed to say yes, that we do not ask why. And I feel this is a lot important. This is a lot more important than any of such exams.
Sure.
Where you raise a child to ask why. I feel this is something that I've done is that the projects that are given to us students, it is so annoying
I agree
because
completely.
most of the projects sticking photos of some author, some philosopher, or some guy writing the exact words that you find from Google, then giving it to the teacher. And most of these things are already done by the parents.
Right.
The student just has to write down. He doesn't think, he doesn't jot down any information himself. He just copy pastes. He just becomes a yes man to what the system has to say.
Sadly, yes.
What I would suggest, give students practical work. For
Yes.
example, if I have a literature project, instead of just sticking photos of the author or the poet and writing, okay, this guy was born in this and stuff about the poem, I would suggest the students to write a poem on it on their own,
Hmm.
or to maybe write a short script of, let's say, 10-15 minutes, and then act it out, maybe
Correct.
something that turns their cogs in their brain, which is
Absolutely.
important to me.
Absolutely. So true. I always say that don't create exam takers. And I love the way you are putting it. So, this is the voice of today's, or rather, I should say, tomorrow's future, because this is what today's youth wants. They don't want just exam takers. And sadly, our system is still creating
Yep.
only
Exam
exam
takers.
takers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should think beyond the exams and beyond. So, okay, one is that wishing for
Yeah.
beyond exams. We hope, and soon, maybe with the new education policy coming in, there are things that are
Yeah.
changing. So, we are sure that there will be some changes. But meanwhile, there is anxiety, there is pressure a lot of pressure. I mean, you see the kids who are preparing for the exams like JEE or NEET, they are crazy, going crazy. The parents are going crazy. So the entire family is preparing for. It's not
Yeah.
just the child who prepares
It's
for
not.
one
It's
exam.
a
It's
battlefield.
the entire,
Yeah.
yeah. You have written a book on battlefield. So how do you deal with this battlefield? On the exam day or preparing for such competitive exams?
I was in science stream, so I know what you're talking about. I've seen
Yes.
that pressure. Where so in 12th, I knew that I wasn't gonna give JE or CET for engineering.
Okay.
I was chill,
Okay.
but the people around me who were going to give JE and CET for engineering, it was a whole different scene back then. When everyone was so tense, and I used to be chilling on the last bench. Shlok, what are you doing? I'm okay. The thing is that we often try to find, us humans, we try to find a purpose in things that are absurd as well.
Correct.
There is so much chaos going on. There are so many better things to be worried about, but we often try to put ourselves in a place and we try to victimize ourselves, which is
Yeah,
one thing that we should stop doing. Nothing happens if you do not deserve it, because again, we have free will. So
absolutely.
because we do something, that is why something is happening to us.
Yeah.
You put yourself in that position and then you're regretting it.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, do not put yourself in that position at all.
Okay.
And if you again, this is something that I do, which I said, put yourself in the shoes of Krishna. Ask yourself, what would Krishna do?
Okay. So this time we have to put ourselves in
In
Krishna's shoes.
Krishna, yeah. Because then again, even in the Bhagavad Gita or even in the entire life of Krishna, Krishna never teaches us to just blindly idolize him.
Right.
He teaches you how to become him.
Hmm.
That is the main concept of Krishna's philosophy, where he started out as nothing. He was born in the jail, raised as a cowherd.
Yes.
Still, from becoming just an ordinary guy to becoming one of the finest kingmaker of entire Bharatvarsha, who didn't even wield a single weapon, still managed to get all of the evil rulers killed. That is not just a random thing to do. It
Absolutely.
requires a lot of careful orchestration. It requires a lot of proper manipulative tactics as well. And manipulation for dharma is still righteousness. What you would say is, what I would want everyone to do is think of yourself in his position, what he would do. In in the end, he teaches us that even though he did all of this stuff,
Sure.
he was still a human. He
Hmm.
died a weird death. He was sitting on a tree and got shot
Hmm.
by an arrow.
Hmm.
Absurd death. He teaches us that even though a human is capable of such greatness, he's still a human.
Correct.
So if we put ourselves in his shoes, if you I'm not trying to say mock God or
Correct.
be like God or try to copy him, but try to achieve him in a way which is possible for all of us, which is most important.
That's very deep. So, on that thought, if you had to create a seeker's curriculum, or
Right.
uh, it could be a seeker's curriculum, or it could be being in Krishna's shoes and a curriculum,
Right.
what daily practices or habits
Hmm.
would you suggest today's youth to follow? Like a couple of them that would help them achieve their goals, their ambitions, or at least reach towards it.
Okay. So first of all, what I want honestly everyone to do is to stay conscious.
Okay.
People nowadays go with the flow, go with the current. But the one thing that I have understood in all of philosophy is only dead fish go with the flow. Because if you do not have free thinkers, if you do not have people who question the society, if you do not have people that question everything, then you are just going to be a part of the system trying to figure out who you are, what you are. First of all, what I would suggest for everyone to live consciously is start breathing consciously.
Wow.
Most important thing. And breathing shouldn't be short breaths. How a yogi breathes is, once he takes in the air, it goes entirely to the base of your spine and back. It's a full circle, because only when your both of the nostrils are at balance can the major nadi that basically connects you with God can awaken. which
Okay.
is a Sushumna Nadi. I would suggest everyone to breathe consciously, which is very, very important that most people don't do. People are so hyper nowadays. You have high blood pressure, high anger issues, and everything. Breathe consciously, because what that is going to do for you is it's going to make you calm. It's going to it's going to, like, slow down your breath rate
Correct.
and your heart rate as well, which is very important, because breathlessness is deathlessness.
Oh,
This is a line that has been told by one of my gurus, who's called Paramhansa Yogananda. He wrote this one book called Autobiography of a Yogi. I think you must have
yes,
heard of it.
I've heard, I've read.
Very famous book.
Yes.
So breathlessness is deathlessness. The longer your breaths are, the more deeper your breaths are, the more in tune with your inner self you are, which is
Wow.
very important for today's day and age.
Yes. In the age of anxiety.
Yeah, because you're not going you're not going to have time to think about anxiety if you are truly conscious about yourself.
Correct.
Every moment that you live,
Mm-hmm.
we live on an autopilot mode.
Yes.
You're scrolling on reels, doom scrolling, eating something.
Yes.
That's not That won't happen if you're truly conscious, because with every scroll that you take, you feel it. You feel the sensation in your thumb going, okay, I'm
Hmm.
scrolling, let's stop.
Hmm.
You feel every thought that that arises in your mind. You feel every word that arises from your throat.
Hmm.
If you're truly conscious, then you wouldn't be just controlled by the system. That is what I feel.
That is very deep and such an important message from an 18-year-old. It's really something to think about when people are just blaming today's generation. I think there are people here, there is youth here like Shlok who are thinking in a very mindful, thoughtful, conscious
Conscious,
way.
yes.
Uh, who are not just blindly scrolling. Yeah. And I think that is not just true for the younger generation. I think today I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
seen
of
grandparents,
course.
I have seen the younger lot, I have seen everyone across age groups, across generations blindly scrolling. So I think so we all need to stop scrolling, but I will start my scrolling because I want to ask you rapid fire questions if
Okay.
you're ready for it.
Yeah. So do you just want to give me the answer, or do you want to help, like, do I give a certain context behind it as well?
You may
Okay, cool.
try to answer in like one word, and then
Okay.
obviously, if you have a context to it or a reason behind it, please feel free to share.
Okay.
So, the rapid fire is one book every young seeker must read apart from Bhagavad Gita.
Guru Charitra.
Okay.
Guru Charitra is the life of two of incarnations of Datta Guru, which is
Okay.
Shripad Vallabh and Rosiya Saraswati. Very important book, and if done, if read truly, if
Mm-hmm.
understood truly, it works like a miracle. There are
Interesting.
many translations in it as well. It's available in English, Marathi, Hindi, everything. I
Okay.
read it in English myself.
Okay. So
It's a
go
wonderful
ahead
book.
and buy it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have also written some books. Please share with our
Okay.
viewers. So we will
Yes.
stop the rapid fire for a minute
All right.
and then recontinue it.
So I have 6 books.
Wow.
These are the books. I'll
Okay.
go through all of
Please,
them.
please do.
So this one is called Beyond the Battlefield, which
Okay.
is my first book, and which is my commentary on the Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
So of course I wrote this when I was around 16 years old.
Right.
I wrote it uh, in around August, I would say July,
Mm-hmm.
August, and then I gifted it to my mom
Oh,
on her
wow.
birthday.
Beautiful.
So that night itself, when the clock struck midnight, I was like, I have something for you. She was like, I placed it in her hand. Everyone was shocked. Kyare? Because she saw me buying like 9 or 10 Bhagavad Gitas from different publications. She
Okay.
kept asking me why I'm doing so. I just said, I'm just like to read, I'm studying. She was like, you're studying the same book 10 times. But there is a difference in each one of them.
I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
So the way I've written
This is Shlok's commentary on that.
yeah, the way I have written this is that there are 18 adhyayas,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to keep, how Dhaneshwari is written, it is written in the form of small poems or OVs.
Correct.
It has a rhythm to it. So I wrote 18 poems on each adhyay, and then 18 interpretations of the adhyay as well.
Okay.
So each chapter begins with a poem and then the commentary on the chapter.
Oh, interesting.
So my second book is called as Sadhana to Siddhi, Basics of Kundalini Awakening. So this is what I was saying. Kundalini is basically a dormant energy that lies at the base of your spine.
Okay.
When both of your nostrils are aligned, there is a nadi. Nadi is basically a fiber of prana.
Mm-hmm.
When both of your nostrils align, when you breathe more consciously, the central nadi or Sushumna nadi awakens, which awakens this dormant energy at the base of your spine, which
Okay.
travels upwards.
Wow.
The more it travels upwards, the more you figure out about yourself, the more spiritually enhanced you are. And when this energy pierces through your topmost chakra, that
Mm-hmm.
is when you become enlightened.
Oh,
That is the
wow.
story. The basics of how to begin your Kundalini awakening, the basics of what nadis are, prans, and everything. It's a
Interesting.
handbook.
It's a handbook.
Yeah.
Okay, this is nice. So this will also teach us conscious breathing.
Yes, there are certain
Interesting.
practices as well in it that I have, that I
Interesting.
use. Uh, yeah,
Okay.
that I have
Lovely.
given. Okay, so
Nice.
this third book, Nihilism to Nirvana, I think it's honestly such a great book. So this is a book that sort of came to me during meditation.
Okay.
So as a yogi, of course, we have many practices that we do. When I was meditating one night, I just had a thought of this, that I received a parcel,
Mm-hmm.
and that parcel held the secrets of the universe.
Okay.
So I sort of put that in this book, where there is a character, a nameless guy who's a nihilist, shunyavadi.
Okay.
Basically doesn't believe that there is hope for any of us, doesn't believe that the universe has any meaning, doesn't believe that he should do anything to find its meaning. He just gives up on life.
Okay.
So this nameless character, so I sort of gave him some of my characteristics.
Okay.
He lives in Dadar. He likes staying in his room. He likes eating shawarma and stuff like that. So sort of gave him some of my characteristics, and he receives a package.
Okay.
And in that package is a book, and that book sort of makes him run down a rabbit hole where he has an intervention. He has a meeting with God himself.
Oh.
And then the conversion from him being a nihilist to him achieving nirvana
Oh.
is a short story of this book.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes.
So this is another wonderful book. And so yeah, so this boy likes to eat. You mentioned what?
Shawarma.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice. So this is really nice. So
Yeah.
you have tried to incorporate little characteristics which are not just about you. I would say the youth can relate to it, so
Yeah.
it's more relatable,
Yes, it
and
is.
anyone can pick up the book and
Exactly.
understand it.
It is,
Then.
I would say, one of my easiest books to read.
Okay. So yeah, start with that then.
Yeah, you could. Next is Epiphany, also one of my most favorite books. I went on a writing streak where I wouldn't end my day if I haven't written one essay.
Okay.
It was Hatha Yoga for me. Hatha Yoga is something that you do that physically strains you in order for spiritual enhancement.
It's called what?
Hatha Yoga.
Hatha Yoga.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was started by the Nath Sampradaya itself.
Achha.
So this book was somewhat Hatha Yoga for me, where I went on thinking, philosophizing for hours at a time. If I couldn't write an essay, I didn't end my day.
So, today when the youth is struggling
Yeah.
with habits, tiny habits, or sticking to the schedule, how do you manage to do that? That without writing, I will not go to bed, I have to do this. How do you manage to do that?
At that time, I sort of had nothing to lose, because then again, when most people were preparing for JE and CET or NEET, I was doing this stuff.
Okay.
So, and then again, any duty or any karma that creates an obstacle for your dharma is something that you shouldn't do, because everyone has a main purpose in life.
Correct.
That is your dharma, a duty that you should leave. But anything that you're doing that is hindering you from doing that is something that you shouldn't be doing. That is what I keep in mind. That is what I do. So this
Lovely.
book, most people do not understand the cover page. I'll explain it to you. It's
Sure.
a ladybug, which is basically climbing a ramp.
Oh.
So this was actually revealed to me in a dream,
Okay.
where Basically, I was sitting on a desk, and basically there was a ladybug who was trying to climb a piece of paper,
Okay.
which was held against a wall, and the the ladybug kept on falling down.
Okay.
It was a paper, like a chart paper, and the ladybug kept falling down. She asked me for help. What I did was I just laid the paper flat. Then I told her to walk, and then I inclined the paper again. So basically, she wanted to reach the top. Then the ladybug was a human, and metaphorically, the ladybug was human, and what I did was an act of God. Basically, people in power or people in divinity have the ability to entirely influence or entirely change the universe for a person who is less in power.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Krishna did for Arjun. Arjun was struggling on the battlefield. He just raised his morale up so high that Arjun could easily reach at the top.
Wow.
It was a metaphor which was revealed to me in a dream. That is
Okay.
why, even while
So the
writing
designing
essay,
as well, you have done it?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
all of it. So I wrote it in the essay as well that it's revealed to me in a dream.
Okay.
But yeah, that true people, the people who hold influence, have the ability to change the entire life of a person.
Absolutely.
This is what happened to the
We
ladybug.
see today a lot of influencers,
Yes.
social media
Yes.
influencers,
Yes.
sometimes changing life for the good, sometimes, I don't know, the wrong influence.
Yeah.
But I
that
think if you
happens at
have
times.
right influencers, this can happen to everyone. So we all are ladybugs trying
Exactly.
to go somewhere.
I'm narrating a dream of mine. I decided to write an essay on this dream as I thought it contained profound ideas.
Wonderful. This is wonderful. This is absolutely nice epiphany. So, yeah, this is the ladybug. Wonderful. 18-year-old, still difficult for me to digest, in the sense I truly believe he has done it. Digest in the sense, the kind of dedication that is required to put in the effort every single day,
Yes.
being, training your mind to not give up on your dream. And that's something really everyone must.
And this wasn't just a mental space that I put myself into.
Sure.
I forced myself, or I made myself to exactly live the life of how it should be.
Amazing. So, 7 books, uh,
6 books.
6 books. I'm sure you might be already writing the seventh
Maybe.
one. So, coming back to our rapid fire,
All right.
one book that you suggested, can you please repeat once
Guru
again?
Charitra.
Guru Charitra.
Yes.
A word that defines real education for you. One word.
Liberating.
Liberating.
Yes.
Morning routine, meditation, market charts, or both?
Market charts. Because then again, stock market has a specific time from 9:15 to 3:30. But unlike that, meditation can be done anytime. And for those people, who have a strict routine, that okay, I wake up in the morning, I do my, I take a shower, then I pray, I meditate.
Mm-hmm.
You are again getting back in the system. You
Right.
are living the same life over and over again.
So don't create those timetables.
Do not, or rather, be assigned to yourself. You know what that you want to do, but do not be stuck in that rigid system.
Correct.
This is the okay. There is this one concept called gunatit, which comes
Mm-hmm.
here. There are 3 gunas: sattva, rajas, and tamas.
Yes.
You must be knowing.
Heard. Yeah.
A gunatit is a person who rises beyond these 3 gunas,
Oh.
who doesn't let these gunas control him, but rather he has the ability to influence them.
Ah.
So such a person cannot be, it cannot come into existence if you are stuck with these rigid moral, this moral systems. If you
Sure.
are stuck in a regular lifestyle that you
Correct.
have to do this, you have to do this, you are just being a part of the rat race again and again.
Correct.
So unlike stock market, who has a strict time, meditation doesn't. You can do it at 3 a.m, you can do it at 7 a.m.
Correct.
You are, in turn, you are becoming one with the same God who is
Exactly.
present out there. So that is why meditation is something that I usually, when I get time, I usually do it at night,
Okay.
because it's all quiet. There is no one to trouble me.
Absolutely. So there's no strict
No, no,
timing to
there
that.
isn't.
That's why, so your morning routine starts with market charts.
Market charts, yes,
Good
it
one.
does.
Okay, now this is a little, I've already seen your tattoos.
Okay,
So I have a question. If philosophy had an emoji
okay.
or a tattoo, probably,
Hmm.
which one would you pick?
Uh, this was an exercise that was done in my college as well.
Okay.
Uh, so I would pick the conch shell, Shankha.
Uh huh.
That is the emoji that I would pick.
Okay.
It symbolizes one of Vishnu's four attributes.
Right.
He has four things. He has Sudarshan Chakra, lotus, a gada, mace, and a conch shell.
Hmm.
I would like to pick conch shell as the attribute for philosophy and religion because it is something which is such pretty, but it holds so esoteric meaning to it.
Right.
The sound that comes out of a conch shell has such a frequency that intunes you with your true self.
Absolutely.
And the first time when I learned to play the conch shell, I was,
Can you play?
yeah, I can.
Oh, wow. It requires a lot of,
It
there's a
does.
technique to
There is
it.
a technique. Most people just blow in air. You're not supposed to do that.
Correct.
You're supposed to,
Yeah.
so sort of
Press the
press your lips
lips and
and
yeah.
then let out a slow vibration in.
Correct.
That is how you do it.
Amazing. Amazing. So, okay. One myth about spirituality you wish every teenager would unlearn.
Okay, unlearn. Okay, I have a perfect answer for this. It's not just teenager. I wish everyone would unlearn this.
Okay.
That all yogis or all spiritually in tune people are very calm, quiet,
Yes.
which is
We all
a
think that.
total myth. Total myth. Because, okay, Hinduism, it's not just one practice or one sect. It is different sampradayas, different sects. For some people, I would say the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the ones who follow Krishna, they are very calm, they are very sweet. But on the other hand, you have people who are versatile practitioners, like the Nath Sampradaya, like myself and some of my yogi friends. We have actually, I lead a group, I lead a revolution of
Oh,
people. It's called the Narayani Sena. Me and some of my Nath yogis. And I
okay.
also, there is an app called Reddit. It's a website.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on Reddit, people usually ask me questions related to their sadhanas or related to practices, and I help them.
That's
I have people all
interesting.
the way from South Korea who ask me for help. So if
Wow.
people over there can do it, then why are we stopping here? So again, that is what I would love to say.
Amazing. Why? Okay. So the next question is, who would you call the modern Arjuna of today's generation?
Okay. So considering I like to become like Krishna, or I like to be Krishna, I would say that my best friend Ayush would be Arjun. But okay, on a serious note, I feel that all of us are Arjun in every way, shape, or form.
Correct.
And with each moral dilemma that we focus on, with each problem that we are put into,
Right.
we must ask ourselves that we must ask Krishna, the inside us, that how do I want to achieve, uh, goal?
What we
Yeah, yeah.
want to achieve.
So basically,
Absolutely.
even in the iconography of the chariot, you know
Mm-hmm.
how it is.
Yes.
There are five horses on the chariot.
Right.
Arjuna is sitting, and there is Krishna sitting.
Correct.
Krishna is the one who's holding the chariots, but Arjuna is the one in the back seat because he is the one who's fighting.
Correct.
So these five horses are nothing but the five senses.
Oh,
And
deep.
then Arjuna is the one who is basically the soul, and Krishna is the one who's holding the five senses and the soul and is traveling. So
Oh,
this is what I would want all of us to do. Where all of us are Arjuna in every way,
right.
but we cannot become the Krishna of Kurukshetra if we do not drop the flute and pick up the Sudarshan Chakra.
That's deep. That's absolutely deep. Wow, interesting.
Yes.
Um, if you could add one new subject to
Okay.
school
Hmm.
or college curriculums, which would it be?
Now, thankfully, my college, R.A. Poddar, we have this subject, which is something I absolutely love, which is basically IKS, Indian Knowledge System,
Oh,
where we learn everything about Indian philosophy and our history. It basically makes us connected to our roots. And so, one of the very cool activities that we did the other day was everyone was given these random chits, and we had to pick one. Then it had a word from IKS. We had to link Indian knowledge system and business management. and
Oh,
then present it in front of the entire class. This is what creates creative thinkers, free thinkers. Because
absolutely
two random things, business management and Indian knowledge system, and you are putting it together. But if a subject which is not in existence, then I would say I would teach them yoga,
oh
because yoga has turned into yoga,
yeah,
where it is just exercises, which is not what yoga is at all. It is
true.
a lifestyle.
It is.
Yeah,
It is absolutely. No, that's beautiful, and that's absolutely needed in
it is.
school curriculum, in college curriculum. Yoga, absolutely. In one sentence, what is success to you?
Success to me is the ability to influence without shattering myself from the inside. The ability to influence a large number of people without shattering myself from the inside.
Wow. Your mantra when life feels chaotic, when there's chaos around, how do you find your calm?
First of all, take a deep breath, and then you ask yourself again, what would Krishna do if I was in his shoes?
Okay, interesting. So that's what you do. Um, so if Shikshan Setu was
Right.
a real bridge,
Okay.
what is the destination on the other side? Like you climb the bridge,
Right.
you go there. What is there on the other side?
Shikshan Setu. So it's a bridge. Shikshan is knowledge,
Correct?
is learning. And as I said, that learning is something that first of all helps you discover yourself. I
Hmm.
wouldn't have been able to discover myself if I wasn't learning our philosophy. For me, the other side is, for me, for Shlok traveling on the bridge, I would say that the person who's present on the other side is Siddheshwar. The
Oh,
word Siddheshwar basically means the Ishwar of Siddhis. Siddhis is basically perfection, or the powers that come when you get on the spiritual path. So the one who has mastered all of these powers, the one who has mastered his self, is something that I would see on the other side.
wonderful.
Yes.
That's really nice. Uh, Thank you, Shlok, for
Yes.
this
Thank you so much for having me.
amazing, wonderful, insightful, and enlightening conversation
Yes.
from an 18-year-old. I want to reinstate on that. We are going to have such dialogues from the youth of today, the future of tomorrow, the voices of tomorrow uh, on our Shikshan Setu Dialogues. Stay tuned, keep watching, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. And thank you once again,
Thank
Shlok,
you.
for
Yes.
coming and enlightening us.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe as well. Yeah.
Thank you.